we interrupt this special broadcast to bring you me. Sorry, everybody, it's just me. Welcome in, everybody, to the Tuesday Community Chat with Joel. That's my name if you don't recognize me. I'm Joel, Polymaker Joel, Nicor. Been called many other names by many people, but we'll stick with those ones. In my live this time. The Tuesday stream, if I ever pre-record a Tuesday stream, it would be weird because, I mean, how am I chatting if it's pre-recorded? So yes, this is live. Meet the Polymaker is the only one that goes pre-recorded. Everything else is live. Launch, product launches, etc. And I'm sure we'll be having several of those this year. Lots of different stuff coming out. New stuff, new colors, new formulas, blah, blah, blah. We've talked about it every time, but they're coming. Had some delays. We'll talk about some other stuff here. And waiting for it. There's Pezlas with the Pooh Bear, also known as Pooh Bear by my mother for my entire life. Joel Bug by my sister. She doesn't call me that so much anymore. New stuff, new formulas, new colors. Maybe 3D printing nerd. That sounds familiar. Why does that sound familiar? I think I've heard of that before. Yeah, I mean, 3D printing nerd, you never know what we're cooking up at any given time. And there's stuff in the works. You know, well, we'll send you some stuff. You might actually have some stuff already there. But, you know, there'll be some cool stuff to test with and many things that, you know, we have time. Got to build up that suspense first. But yeah, I mean, we do have, so we'll talk real quick on releases in stock. Let me kind of address the elephant in the room. Maybe I should wait. Actually, I'll wait. I'm going to wait till more viewers come in, because I know it'll get up to 70 or 80 here in probably about 15 minutes. That way I can address more people and I don't have to repeat it. But yeah, we're working on things. There's some big upgrades, some big updates, some cool changes coming, some delays with those changes. But again, we'll get to those in a little bit. But how's everybody doing? How's everybody doing over the weekend? Since I last talked to you last week, any new things going on? Anything that I missed in the world of 3D printing? I haven't done my research for the headlines for the show this week, but I'm sure there's something out there. I know Creality launched their T1, S1 Surmoon, their first fully handheld, kind of like the Revo Point Miraco scanner. Looks promising, but it also has a slight bump in price, with a little over $3,000. Tech Jeeper, you're right, it was the number one Joel. I don't know if he's still in here, but I've seen the number one Joel in chat. Better Joel, lesser Joel. I'm the lesser. But you know what, I will take that title because I get piggyback rides from Better Joel. So in your face, who can say that? And it's multiple piggyback rides, it's not just one. And every time I do it, I'm afraid that I've gained even more weight and that eventually I'm going to break his back. Let's see here. Like 3D printing and 3D. Is that like Hank Hill? I like 3D printing and 3D printing accessories. And that wasn't a Hank Hill impression. It was more of a hillbilly impression, but it would be pretty sick if you came out with some ASA glass fiber. I mean, we did come out with ASA carbon fiber, so I mean, the general rule of things tells you we release a carbon fiber variant. Not always, but I'd say more often than not, we maybe go, you know, gear towards the glass filled. They all have their different characteristics, you know, the perks of the material. Multiple, Joel says. Let's see more short change matte rainbow. Yeah, the short change stuff I like. So we'll see. We've got, I mean, Panchroma's got the largest release list for the year for sure, which is crazy because Tongyu already has a huge product line. But there's always more colors, there's always more surface effects, there's always more you can do with filament. And not to downplay Fibron, there's going to be some cool Fibron stuff coming out, plenty of cool stuff coming from the Polymaker lineup, so lots of cool stuff. Yeah, Joel that breaks the Joel's back. Is that like the camel or the straw that breaks the camel's back? I got it. Yeah, there we go. Doing calibration that Elegoo doesn't tell you needs to be done, but must be done with the Centauri Carbon 2 or one or the other. Hello, Joel and Joel. Will you be at the Design to Part in April in Irving, Texas? Hope to see Polymaker there. Design to Part, little one-on-one. I'm not sure about that. I'll have to look that up. I'm currently not scheduled to be there in April. We do have most of our teams at Rapid in Boston. I'll be taking myself and several team members, excuse me, to Colorado for Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Festival. So I'm not sure, depending on April. And I know we are coming to, not Irving, but coming to Dallas, Texas in August for the Lone Star 3D Expo. So lots of, yeah, I think we kind of went over last week of the events I know we're going to be at, that I know I'm going to be at. And that's already a long list, and there's still more to cover. Do you know when shipping change? Everybody in my house has been sick, so I'll try not to cough on the mic. I don't want to get any of you guys sick. But do you know when shipping change will be complete on? Okay, so yeah, we'll talk about that, Icarus, in a little bit. I just want to have more viewers in here just so I can address more people, because I'm sure a lot of people are like, where is the stock? Did Polymaker stop making filament? Because a lot of stuff is out of stock. Oh, okay. Irving Convention Center. Yeah, I knew it was like outside of Dallas or a drive from Dallas. I guess I don't even know where Irving is. I've heard of it. I just don't know on a map where it's at. It must be right outside of Dallas. Let's see here. Make sure any other questions. Doing great. Just reorganizing my print cave, as my kids call it, Dad's Bat Cave. Hey, you know, it's nice to be able to have your own space away from the real world. that's this area, and then my workshop over there. Love to see. Okay, I read that. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody here. As long as there's piggyback rides, Joelception. I think we've made that comment before while doing a piggyback ride. Okay, wait for the K2 Kevin, wait for the bots. That was an earlier message, I know, but I was scrolling up. Yeah, tons of good stuff. Some new, like I said, updated formulas. Again, we'll go over it. We'll have a little bit more audience here. But what's everybody been printing? Has anybody been printing? Well, let's see. Valentine's Day is coming up, like very, very soon coming up. Anybody doing Valentine's Day? Whether for a loved one, maybe their kids, for the students that they go to school with. I've tried convincing Ari to do a 3D printed Valentine's Day box, but she refuses. She likes to 3D print. She doesn't want a 3D printed box. She wants a handmade one, which more power to her. Her theme this year, she absolutely loves pickles. So of course her Valentine's box is going to be a giant pickle, and it's all her. I hope they're on like telling her how to do certain parts of it, and now she's taking the bull by the horns, and it's all on her. Any new colors for polycarbonate? And hope so. There might be some PC stuff in the works. Wife had me print a bunch of stuff for my son and his class and teachers. Vases with flower pins for the teachers. Perfect. It's nice because, yeah, the fidget stuff and everything that you can just, you can print pretty easily, and it just, yeah, they're fun things. Because let's be honest now, like I was just at Walmart earlier. Of course, the kids letting us know last second, hey, we need our Valentine's Day stuff by Thursday. So go there and looking at all the stuff, and there's different price ranges and all that stuff. But even if you do the $5 20 Valentine's Day kit, or the more expensive, or maybe there's a 40 pack, whatever it is, other than the candy aspect of it, which is great, Sour Patch Kids, whatnot, but everybody else is bringing candy. All the other stuff is just so generic. I mean, I would much rather have the cheapest 3D printed item than the horrible mass produced hollowed, I don't want to say junk because that's mean, but the stuff isn't the highest of quality there. And I'm surprised Ari, normally she's printing stuff for her class and everything else, and I don't think she printed anything for Valentine's Day. Well, she did. Actually, that was several weeks ago. She was ahead of the schedule, unlike her father. Printing stuff for a friend to give out at Dragon Con in Atlanta in September. Okay, so Dragon Con in September. That's one I might head to that in September. I guess it depends what it is. The only thing I think I have in September is going to be 3D Printopia. I want to see of course, I'm going to Anime Con in Manchester, UK, at the end of this month. and that'll be the first con that I've actually went to. Of course, common sense tells me where 3D printing fits into that. Obviously, cosplay is a huge thing, but also decoration, all that. Now that FDM can do really good detail, you don't always have to just default to resin for a high detailed thing. But it's going to give me a better look at it. Is there a fit for us? In the US, there's tons of cons. Are we going to make all of them? No. But I've heard a lot. Of course, San Diego Comic-Con is huge. Very expensive from what I understand. Dragon Con, another very big one that's talked about a lot. I'm not sure cost-wise there. But maybe go get a feel for it. Well, we'll see. Maybe if one of you are going to Dragon Con and I can't make it, maybe we have a call and do a little pre-brief and then a debrief after the event and kind of see what's going on there, and is there a good fit for us in a section. Because some of those places, I understand there's 3D printing aspects, but they like corner it. It's not kind of part of the event. It's over to the side or like a workshop, which could be cool. But I just I hate not to, and I don't expect it to be a focal point, but at least be part of the mix. You should show Kinder Egg chocolate is made from Swiss milk chocolate. If you can't get your hands on Kinder Eggs, it's good chocolate. Made from Swiss milk chocolate. Okay, that's actually Nora had dance today, and after dance we went to Walmart during her dance and got our Kinder Egg. She loves them, but it's just so much for now. Of course, you break it in half, and one half you open. It's a small cheapo toy, which this one was a Disney princess bracelet. It was kind of cool. But then the other half of the egg is just a tiny bit of chocolate, but she melted down. So it's definitely good stuff. Dark Third Dimension. I'm giving my wife exactly what she wants. My filament organized and off the floor. So I'm printing a filament rack that may have been modded to take spools still in boxes and have RGB. Oh, make sure to share that. So if you're not part of our Discord, anybody that's here right now, discord.polymaker.com, come join us. We have fun things going on. We have hangouts. We have people that know their stuff in all aspects, whether custom printers, retail printers, how to repair them, how to maintain them, how to tweak them, tune them, etc. But we also have a show off prints and a show off setup channel. So make sure once you get that all done, feel free to share that in the channel. I would love to see everybody's setups. Sometimes it's just nice organization of the rep racks. Sometimes it's multiple. Sometimes it's RGB. And sometimes it's just other ways, different shelves. We've seen different shoe racks that work really well. Yeah, in mine, I have rep racks, and I store all my Polymaker stuff is in boxes. That's more for inventory use of knowing what I have. Let me say here. Made some simple Fallout prop stuff. Fallout is huge right now. Isn't it's going on to season 3? Does she have Fix Some Dude pickle earrings? No, Pezliz. I do not believe she did. Not unless you gave them to her. I've printed some earrings. I did bomb pop earrings, and then I made some special ones for our school. But I don't think she's got pickle ones. I could be wrong. I don't know what she's printing half the time. I thought Kinder was made from small children. That would be less appetizing. Is there any universal place to find a listing of convention with dates and links? Yes. So Anthony Newell, I've done horrible at updating the community page. And actually with the new update, newer update, I don't know if the page is still active right now. Let me check. Okay. So polymaker.com/community is where normally events are. I have not updated at all for this year. Last year I did pretty good at putting the ones that we were going to be at, but that's not updated, so I can't tell you that's the best place to go right now. Printables does have a pretty good list of events. Not to sway you from going to our website, but I need to update that, so thanks for the reminder there. Okay, I was printing knitted. I've seen a lot of knitted bowls. A lot of people designing knitted bowls. Those are being hugely popular right now. I've geeked out here in Shreveport, Louisiana. I know Shreveport from True Blood. And there's always a lot of 3D printing. One of my friends has a booth there doing for it also. So GeekedCon. I don't know if I've heard that one. I see there's so many cons. So many good places, and I'm sure all of these places have some type of fit for 3D printing, but I can only be in so many places at once. This year is the 40th anniversary of Star Trek 4. There we go. I had to do that in my head. A voyage home, printing Klingon bird of prey with 2 small humpback whales and also small dragon eggs to put dice. That is so random. Just the way you got it in there. Klingon birds of prey with 2 small humpback whales. Those have no correlation that I know of, unless there was, I mean, I didn't watch all the Star Treks, but maybe there was an episode I missed and it had humpback whales and birds of prey. They'll be hitting around the convention for people. Okay, so that I like that. I like that now people can start doing small figures and just silly things and hiding them. Or I've seen a lot of people do like a baggie with a little print, say, print to make you smile, whatever. They have different little kind of just inspirational things, and they hide them wherever, so you find them and it's yours to keep. Here's a pet, you adopt it, have a smile, and yeah, I think those are really cool. Question: which color of glow in the dark is the most expensive? Tim Patal Postma. Are you meaning like production wise? Like what is it, cost wise? I mean, right now, of course, all our glow in the dark is the same price. Luminous are all the same price. I think rainbow is more expensive just because it's rainbow. But yeah, past that, I would imagine, because we don't carry it anymore, would be orange. At least like standard glow in the dark, at least. But I don't know that for sure. Don't quote me. Got my days off for Murph and lodging booked. Yeah, lodging is the one thing that I definitely need to get booked. I'm behind. Almost like I need to book. Wait, no, I booked the hotel. I booked the hotel in UK. We're good there. Joel, did you finally get the can? If there's candy in there, I'm opening it on stream. I was going to talk about it because I was going to share it when I share with you what I've printed, what other people have been printing. I'll show my prints a little bit later, but no, never mind. I'm not going to show it on. It's nah. I showed too much. I'm not going to out it. I know it's a PO box, but still. Here, we'll do a box. And mind you, I seen what you did, K2 Kevin. So this is a box. It's a filament box. Does anybody know the brand of filament box this is? This is storing currently, is it 500? I think 500 Polymaker maker chips. Thanks to K2 Kevin. So I did get the package. It is right here. And thankfully, and I honestly, I really do want to thank. I know we jab each other and give each other a heck all the time. Huge shout out to K2 Kevin, not just for what he's done with the maker chip whole mania thing, and always supporting us through the Polymaker, or not through the Polymaker, sorry, through the maker chip. Just everything that is taken by storm of all the events all the way over to Japan. Is he's printed all of our chips. I think I've printed a handful here and there just so I have extras, because they go by so quick. That dude has done 99.9% of the maker chips that you have received from Polymaker, whether it be Fiberon, Panchroma, Polymaker 1. He has printed them. He had some printed, already pre-printed for Rocky Mountain. I didn't think about it until the last minute that, hey, I need some for Smurf. And then also for AnimeCon, I'd like to hand some out too. So he thankfully shipped this out to me right away. No questions asked. It was like, hey, it's on its way. Like, okay. So yeah, no, much appreciated. Like I said, huge supporter right there. K2 Kevin has been great. And yeah, we wouldn't have nearly as many maker chips as we have if it wasn't for him, because everybody knows I would start printing them 5 days before. And while I might be able to print almost as many as he does, it would be rough. Show what's in it so pretty. Here, let me, of course I said what's in it, but I don't know if this is against Twitch things. It's not a weapon. He's gonna yell at me because I'm cutting towards my body. I know the etiquette of knife stuff. There, well. Oh man, it's so well shipped. It's like somebody knows what they're doing, and that somebody ain't me. Look at that, some some bamboo product, bubble wrap. Oh, hey, this is okay. It's one of the stacked ones. Yeah, look at it. I mean, look at this. I don't care how many printers you have. Like that's a. Oh, look at that pixel. Does everybody see that pixel that's frozen on my camera? No, there's a bad pixel and I can't even point it out. That is really hard to do. This there. Anyway, look at that. No questions asked. Had them done. Said, hey, do you want me to send them to you? That'd be great. These have been updated. Of course, Kevin's got a smart idea, changing the filament color, like inside where it's, because these are a spool. I don't have one out. I don't want to. Here, we'll steal one out. But of course, it's a spool with the Polymaker logo, has a QR code, even with the hole it works. And then of course there's filament in it. And so changing colors each year, so that way when you collect them every year, it's different. It'd be nice to have different for each event. That would be kind of rough. I don't think we're going to go that far into it, but also has the, which I didn't think, I'm sure K2 Kevin has tested that hole. So this hole wasn't in there before, which is of course in our spools. And I would imagine it doesn't interrupt the QR code. So I'm going to have to, I'm keeping one. That way I can show people. But again, seriously, like I said, it's amazing what the community is always doing for Polymaker, and K2 Kevin is definitely no exception. He has done a mini, and you'll see him at the events this year, and he'll be having maker chips in tow and be catching the little kids that try to cheat the system. We don't have that many, but there's always some. Okay. Let me get all my stuff put away. How cool that it works with the hole. Yeah, that's I was surprised when he did the first iteration, like does the whole work, but I think you can change the shapes in the center. But again, that was just all K2 Kevin design, creation, print. He did it all. All I do is just take the glory of taking them to an event and hand them out. So yeah, again, shout out to anybody that's ever helped or supported us in any way, whether it's you sending us something, helping out an event, just saying hello, coming into chat, say what's up, whatever you are out there. You guys are great. I greatly appreciate it. And we have plenty of awesome things to do this year that I look forward to working with some of you, or many of you, whoever has the ability and the time. Yeah, it's going to be some fun stuff coming. Stop spamming Pezliz. Yeah, Pezliz, stop spamming. Somebody ban her. You need to find an old hip. So Anthony Newell, I had actually was starting to design something early last year for Rapid TCT in Detroit, because I was thinking the same thing, because we were doing a kind of a faux store, 3D printed store setup, and you can earn polycoins, which Technosite 2 and come on, Tech Huskies helped design. They both designed. One designed one half, one designed the other, and we just smashed them. But little gold coins that were polycoins, and people could take them home, or they can exchange them for prizes or purchases. And I was talking about having one, but it was just, there were so many. It ended up just being a giant bowl of coins we had, because it was easier just to take them out and put them back in as people bought stuff. There you go, Technoside 2. Yeah, polycoins. That was great. I want to find another use for those. I'd love to do like a vending machine or something, but there's definitely more use, more life those will have breathed into them at some point. Printing a lot of, I can't even read. Printing a lot of the models by Pinky Wings on MakerWorld. Articulated animals he designs. I've not heard of Pinky Wings. I'll have to look that up. I like the name Pinky Wings. It just sounds fun. That's it. I'm hiding at, okay, so maybe there'll be a prize. Midnight Wolf has said he will give $100 cash to whoever finds him hiding at Murph this year. Not really, but so with that too is what we're talking about. That was what K2 Kevin was printing. I talked about, and I finally got it all finished. I shared last week. I don't know if I shared screenshots or not. So Anime Con's coming up. One of the most popular anime right now is building traction is Jujutsu Kaisen. This is the Malevolent Shrine from them. Check that out. I scaled it up for reasons, but multicolor. And this is the shrine off the show. I don't know anything about it. I did my research of iconic things from the show. This was one of them. But this is going to be a game. The game is going to be all into this cube, which has a lid in the bottom and a power bank. It'll go in there, and all those will light up. So they'll glow well with the light, and then the game is putting a finger into one of the mouths, and it randomly generates a winner. So 1 out of 4 is correct. And if you win, then you win something at the Anime Con. So if you're in Manchester, stop by. It's not as cool, extravagant as some of our other games, but we don't have as much space here. But again, that came out really well. And before he mentions it, if he's even in here, Deep Dive Design or Fan of Delicious Flavor did help me paint it. I painted one whole side and realized it was taking way too much time and I had way too many other things to do. So Fan of Delicious Flavor helped out and painted the rest of it, just so I didn't have to. And then all I had to do was print it on the Snapmaker U1. 2 days and 8 hours, I believe. But I think it turned out pretty good. And then, you guys seen the one, everybody gave me heck because it looked like a turd. I finally have something printed that doesn't look as much. At least the color's better, but check out that. Does that not look nice? This is Sukuna's finger, also from Jujutsu Kaisen. If you don't know the anime, I understand you're thinking, why does he have that in his hand? But this will be one of the game pieces. Or it's gonna enter it in, and there'll be a magnet actually in the fingertip, and it'll set off the sensor in there to detect if it's the right one or the wrong one. So it'll be fun. But yes, this is a lot better than the Galaxy Dark Red or the Intergalactic Chocolate. And this, I mean, that could be, I mean, of course I print everything on Polymaker filaments, so this is no exception. This is charcoal black. What's this? Actually, yeah, no, that's charcoal black. I had to think. I'm like, why does it look a little bit shinier? But does anybody like that color? Looks like it'd be painful. It's got veins. Okay. Okay. I'm done showing it now. It turned out good. If you know the show, you know what it is, etc. Get your heads out of the gutter. Other than that, I don't think I have. Oh, I did. I didn't print these. I actually got these last week, I think. Mrs. Fed, if you guys haven't seen her, she's on TikTok, Instagram, etc. She's a gamer, 3D printer, resin, FDM, etc. And she had sent me some gifts a little bit after Christmas, but they have, everybody always wants scented filament. Scented filament doesn't work well because it loses the scent very quickly. Actually, not even a year old pumpkin spice cookie cat filament I have that was in my humidity controlled room, not sealed or anything. That it's a pretty large roll still. There's still probably 80% left. It has no smell at all now. So it doesn't last. And once you print it, the smell's going anyway. But she's doing, I don't think she has anything out there yet, but there's like, I don't know the technical, don't hold me to the advertising of this, but beads that basically you put inside the infill while you're printing it, and they keep sitting a lot longer. They don't have the oils and everything, and it's using essential oils and stuff in the stuff she uses. But this smells like peppermint and this smells like gingerbread, and both of them still smell, and they've been on my desk for actually about 2 weeks in open air because I want to see how long they last, and it's pretty impressive. Cute little prints, and they smell good. And then let's see, other print. This wasn't me, but if you guys caught Meet the Polymaker 3 weeks ago, we had Mozzie Makes, and they do fidgets. So let me get my face out of here. There we go, little fidget, and they call it the pill, of course. And it's just it's a magnet. It's got a tactile feel, and then there's ones that I think I might have already showed this. I don't know if I showed it in Hangout or if I showed it in the chat last week, but yeah, you can hear the clicky clicky. But yeah, the snowman, they have a Valentine's Day one. They just came out with, I just seen it on TikTok, is a really cool, colorful, like a multiple sprinkle colored pill. But these are, I had to steal them all. I had to round them up from all the kids because this is Nora's. This one's mine. This one was Grayson's. And I think Ari took, I can't remember, I think she took the keychain, which the keychain, of course, is cool because it holds on there and then you can just take it off and play with it. Cool little fidgets. So check them out if you're looking for something to fiddle with at the desk. You get ones that make noise or ones that don't. But cool stuff. Not an advertisement, just I genuinely like them. They feel good, and I like the clicky, the sound effect. Diablo finger is a Snickers with barbed vein. You guys are still talking about the finger. Okay, but and is everybody caught up? Like how? Because the chat might just have slowed down. I want to make sure we're not like super lagged out. So Give me a 1 in chat, and I'll see how delayed everybody is. 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000, 6 1,000. Oh, okay. So, we're only like 6 or 7 seconds behind. Cool. Awesome. I have stopped laughing about the print because everybody wants to go. Yeah, anyway. Gotcha. Okay, thank you all. So yes, Dr. Broomstick. I was waiting for more people to join. We have more people, so we'll address a few things. We'll talk about some stock stuff, potential releases, etc. So one thing I can announce is if you haven't ordered recently, you'll find out anyway, is we are moving logistics from Amazon to another company. There will still be some products available on Amazon. We're not just cutting everything out and saying no Amazon. But you know, many of you have had issues of beat up spools, of returned items and spools that are supposed to be new, you know, out of our control. You know, we're hoping to improve that in doing so. So with the logistics company and then worldwide, we've done an update through our warehouses in China and Europe, US. There's been, I think, software updates, back-end updates, front-end updates. A lot of this has put things behind. So apologize. I know there's a lot that's showing out of stock. That should be remedied soon. I don't have an ETA. It could be as soon as next week. It could be sooner. It could be later. But we are working on it. Everything getting moved over to logistics, the new logistics. We're just, it's growing pains, we'll call it. But very soon, because that also, with that delay of getting everything, you know, in stock, back in stock, so you guys have, you know, filament to purchase. We've had some delays. We've actually should have had 2 releases by now. We had to kind of push those back just as we're working through these bugs and issues. So very much appreciate everybody's patience. I assure you, we are still, you know, manufacturing a ton of filament. There's filament on the way. There's filament sitting in the warehouses ready to just be processed and everything else. So there's the wheels and gears are turning. We're getting stuff out there as soon as possible. You can still buy stuff on Amazon. The Amazon actually has some stuff in stock that we don't show on our retail site because it's fulfilled by Amazon. But you can purchase anywhere. Ideally, you know, the best deals are typically going to be on a retail site. But if you really need something, head on over to Amazon. And then hopefully you can get what you need to hold you over until our stock is back. Dr. Broomstick, I completely understand. If a lot of people, it's one thing to be just a hobby printer, like, hey, I really want to print this figure and I want this color for it. It can wait. It's not a, you know, timeline thing, but that's not everybody. You know, there's people that do production runs of things. They sell fidgets and dragons and all that. If they don't have what sells, I mean, I get it. You gotta get it somewhere, right? So yeah, so at least hopefully, as you know, Pesla's mentioned there, time to use up your old filament. Hopefully you don't have, you have some old filament that we just haven't printed with, you know, get rid of that at least. Clear out some space for more filament, because there's stuff coming, not just the restocks, but there's releases coming, there's new colors coming, new materials coming. So yeah, we have some stuff in retainer just waiting to get released. Amazon store saved me this week, thankfully. I will tell you, maybe I'm oversharing here, but as an employee, like, I needed some filament, I had to get from Amazon also. There's a lot of stuff going in the background of the logistics and the ordering and it's just how everything works. All our standard operating procedures have kind of changed, updated. In the end, I promise you, this is going to be good for everybody. There will be improvements overall, you know, whether it be quality of shipped items, you know, shipping times, processing, and then even maybe some really awesome update for those outside of the US and Canada. We'll see. Okay, I have nothing to announce yet. That's another thing that kind of has delayed. We ran into some issues. It's getting pushed back, but there are some really cool updates, program updates, however you want to say, coming out. One thing you might notice, I'll give you a heads up, is if you go to us.polymaker.com, it's going to automatically divert you to shop.polymaker.com now. That is the main. So if you guys want to update your bookmarks, shop.polymaker.com is our retail store. That's for anybody. So if you're in Canada or US, and then it'll detect your country based on connection. or whatever magic it uses, and it'll divert you to the right storefront. But everybody can use shop.polymaker.com, and like I said, that's, you can update it. If you don't, all of the stuff is still automatically transferring over to that. But in case she's like, wait, why did this website change? It is intentional. It's there. Check for local shops with Polymaker 2. My local shop still, yeah. So we're starting to have a lot more resellers throughout the U.S. We do, if you search Polymaker resellers, I don't know where the link is in the main webpage. Polymaker resellers, it should give you our reseller link, and you can kind of sort through even by country. To you, the one I have them so far, spool rim is dented. Running out of the poly dryer using the axle instead of rolls. Yeah, and Kurt, if you have any problem with it, don't ever hesitate, even if it's a damaged spool, even if it's obvious that Amazon drop kicked it, thinking they were winning that 3-point field goal for the Super Bowl. Reach out, we'll get you taken care of. Sounds like you're using it, so it's good to go. But if you ever have an issue, never hesitate to reach out to support@polymaker.com. That's for anybody, not just Kurt there. It's worse than the TP. I don't know. The TP shortage was pretty bad. Hey, look, it's a fan of delicious flavor. Too late. Already mentioned you. Not gonna mention it again. Next, I at least printer. I'd love to start reselling Polymaker filament. I got a few local shops that have asked. So Burn Station 3. Have them reach out, support really universally. If you ever need anything, you're not sure, like, whoa, who should I email at Polymaker? What email should I use? Support@polymaker.com. That goes into a ticketing system. Sean sorts through those. Some of them are auto filtered. Like if it says, robotic sponsorship, it automatically comes to me, and then I can delegate it to wherever. Sean does the same. So if it doesn't matter what the question is, if it's a technical question, a stock question, e-commerce thing, whatever it might be, default support@polymaker.com, and your message will get to who it needs to get to have a proper answer. Just make sure it's not worded like spam, or else it'll get filtered as such. And Sean's usually checking that pretty often, but I mean, if it disappears in that, no promises. Fan of delicious flavor? Yes, I already showed the shrine. I already talked. I already said who helped me. It was Pezliz that painted it for me, Bamboo Studio. We did already give you a shout out. It bit Charlie's finger. I'm not even going to show the finger anymore because you guys are horrible. First it's human feces, and then it's whatever other imagination comes up with. Only locally PLA produced here. Hey, wait, what? First station. Get the blue nosers. Oh, the blue nosers. What are the blue nosers? That must be where Burn Station is from. Only locally PLA. I don't know. Yeah. I'm not sure. I'm not following that conversation. I don't know what a blue noser is. Never heard that before. But yeah, so again, well aware of the stock stuff. We are doing our best to get it. I know PLA Pro's been out for a little while, and that's a lot of people are using that. It is not discontinued or anything. It is coming. As such with everything else, I know there's probably not quite half like the matte colors, which are very popular. Let's just admit there's a lot out of stock. It's coming. So I always tell anybody, go to the website. We have the notification you can sign up for. Do that, because that's going to be the quickest way that you're going to know, unless you're just checking the website every morning and waiting to see what updates. That might be quicker, but there is notifications, so when it goes in stock, you'll get that email. Someone from Nova Scotia. Nose is blue from being on a schooner in the cold. Wow, you Canadians. Okay, so I guess that's a Nova Scotian is a blue noser. But yeah, other than that, with resellers, talking about worldwide, whether Canada, US, or internationally, if you have a place that does 3D printing stuff and they sell stuff already, if they're not selling Polymaker, support@polymaker.com. Tell them to reach out. We'll hook them up with probably Yulee or Austin, somebody in Houston, and get them set up on a reseller program. If they're international, we'll give them to the, of course, EU team or whoever makes sense. But yeah, I mean, it's not hard. Of course, there's minimum order quantities, things like that. But it's not hard. If you already got a storefront and you're doing well, and you want to offer Polymaker filament, we don't gatekeep it. We don't say you have to do 5 million in sales before you get your first spool to sell. I don't think anybody does that, but I don't make all the types I use in the norm yet. I always say that, right? We might not have it now, but that's just because we haven't made it yet. You can sell out of the back of my pickup. DJ Midnight Wolf, you can do whatever you want. When you purchase the filament, it's your filament. I just realized this is so high. You guys are still talking about blue nosers. Have a filament shop. What a coincidence. I'm Finn Delicious Flavor. Well, then spend that moldy money and buy some stock and sell to people where you're located. I won't dox you. I just actually got off a call yesterday with a reseller over in Indiana. And they're all over the place. And then more and more, I mean, the people are wanting, there's micro centers, but not everybody's close to a micro center. Even me, like, I'm fortunate enough to have 2 of them within an hour and a half. And I think 5 of them within 2 hours. But I'm not driving all the way there, like, to get a spool of filament. I'm stopping by them in the area. So yeah, it'd be nice for any place. There is a reseller close, not one of our resellers, but a reseller of product down in Dayton, close to me. And I want to go check it out because I've seen it on Facebook a couple times. I have to take him some Polymaker filament, convince him what he should carry. You'd have one you would be spending your profits. You would have no profits because you're just buying at cost at that point in large quantities. Well, not cost, but wholesale cost, reseller cost. Local company who makes filament doesn't care what I need. Oh, okay, so we have what you need. Yeah, see, so tell them to start carrying our stuff. Law 64, no, but they've been for the longest time. They've been the only brick and mortar place to find filament. If you wanted filament today, Micro Center. If you didn't have a Micro Center, I mean, now of course Hobby Lobby carries it. I think Michael's carries it again. Not Polymaker, but filament in general. But no, they do not carry. I seen they're selling poly dryers though. At least maybe pilot stores. I've seen a handful of posts. I was not aware of that. But yeah, they were carrying poly dryers, which makes sense because back in the day they carried poly boxes. Yeah, Kurt, I've mentioned where I'm from. It's Midwest Ohio, so Houston and Dallas. Yeah, some like over in the Baltimore areas, in like Washington D.C. They have 2, almost 3 all right there. I think it's Rockville and Parkville, maybe. They're really close to each other. I say close, but it's probably still 20-30 minutes from each other. Law 64, yeah, you never know. Nobody goes to Ohio. Yeah, this is true. They go through Ohio. I-75 is a very popular interstate. 6.5 kilograms of PET CF17 for one project last month. Oh yeah, the deposition sound stuff. I know I still need to get the whole setup now that they have the sub. I saw Digital Dragons in his new store when we were down there in North Carolina, and he has like Iron Man colored ones. Turned out really sharp. Oh yeah, so Law 64, you're in the DC-ish area. We go through Ohio to get away from Ohio. Usually when where you're at, the state you're at isn't any better than Ohio. So Detroit, Michigan Micro Center filament section is anxiety inducing. So out of all the ones near us, I've been to Cleveland, Columbus, Cincinnati, Indianapolis, St. Louis. I have never been to the one in Michigan. But one of these days, like if I'm in the area, I like to at least hit them, just so I can kind of check it off the bucket list of micro centers I've been in. Cleveland was, I think, one of the higher grossing stores in Ohio, but that one wasn't bad. It was organized, but it was just a weird, tiny, tight room, and it was just, I don't know. But that's where I bought my A1 on launch day, because I happen to be up in Cleveland, and I'm impatient. Okay, but yeah, past that. Oh, what I want to talk about is, I think I kind of talked about it last week. I've got some stuff that we need to get finished. There's so many back-to-back events that I'm going to be very limited on time of getting some stuff done. And anybody that's wanting to help out, be involved in some way or form, I need somebody that's, a good printer and then I don't want to say modeler, because basically I have the CAD model. I talked about it. Yeah, I still have it because I haven't put it back up. The ant head, which we're going much larger than this. But I needed like the best way of cutting it and everything else. I kind of mocked up one piece, but the angles here print horrible, even with support. I haven't tweaked it because it's such a big print. I didn't want to just keep doing it. I had all the filament. Somebody wants to help try to get this thing to where the parts print large, and you know, if you have the ability to do 6 of them total in the end, once we get everything printing perfect, I will of course provide the filament when it comes in stock. And then to throw some extra your way, obviously. But I knew I said that. I wasn't going to mention it there, Joe. Here's one that's 118 miles away. Madison, Wisconsin needs cooler stuff. Yeah, be in Wisconsin. Is anybody going to... Okay, so aside from the rep events, some of the US based stuff, is anybody planning on going to Adepticon this year? Tabletop gaming convention in Milwaukee. That, Open Sauce, or Orlando Maker Fair. So I like to hook up. Like when I go to these places, I love to run into new people. But also, if I've talked to you, or whether we've met before or haven't met, hanging out, chilling for a little bit at these events, maybe grabbing a bite to eat. So, and just curious if anybody's planning on Adepticon, Orlando Maker Fair, Open Sauce. Like I said, the other ones are going to be big ones. So I know a lot of people are going to be going to each, one, whichever one they can make it. But need a 3D convention in New York. I'm surprised they don't have one. And that's where they have a huge toy fair, huge con. I mean, I'm surprised they don't. Well, I guess I'm not surprised because it's probably super expensive. That's a problem. Most of the time, the 3D printing events want to charge nothing, little to nothing when possible. And with an expensive place, you can't do that. You got to charge $30-$40, and then you limit the amount of people that are showing up. It's expensive. Let's see. Canada Computers carry Polymaker filament. They are one of the only tech shops. Oh, so it's like Canada Computers, kind of like your guys' Micro Center. Probably not the same company, but similar. Enlist the help of Joel Telling. He's good at printing big things. Oh yeah, no, we've got definitely some people in the community printing big things. Traxman is one of them. Frankenby Gaming has showed off one lion of a giant Voltron that's going to be on display this year at Murph. I just thought of that. That's coming up so quick. I should follow up with him. But Traxman has done the Polymaker Scientist that's 7 foot tall. That's actually the greeter in our office in Houston now. We went to an event also. He did a really cool Krampus, I want to say diorama, but figures and display. That was insane. Yeah, that's big stuff. That's big stuff. This is ones that can be split up into pieces. I mean, ideally, I guess if you had a bigger printer, you could do it all in one go. But yeah, and Traxman, I'm working with him on something else cool for Adepticon. So maybe a big print there. We'll have to see what's feasible in that time. I'm going to call Carmel Library in a few weeks. Somebody mentioned Carmel Library about something about 3D printing or something. Probably you, Midnight Wolf. Maybe in the hangout. I get lost into how much the conversation I have here during these community chats, and then when I'm in a hangout, so we have conversations with amongst each other of where I have those conversations. Partly because I'm old. One would like the business sound to make a speaker that is something small. Yeah, like a wireless speaker, right? I would imagine maybe hopefully they're working on one, because I have one here, just like for example, this an Anchor Sound Core. These things are freaking great. I mean, they sound amazing. It's got RGB, which great, but no, I mean they're see, and it sounds good. It gets loud. You can link them and everything. So I don't know if that's on their product roadmap or not, but it would be cool. I agree. I like the idea. 3D Printopia wasn't that far from NYC. It's in Philadelphia. Yep. It's a weekend this year when I can't. That's how it always works, right? Tried Polymax. It doesn't even feel like filament. It feels solid. Yeah, boomstick. It's the ductileness, especially that's where the Polymax PLA. Are you talking about Polymax PLA or PC? If it's PLA, then yeah, I mean you can bend that stuff and it does not snap. It's it is some good stuff, whether you're doing small stuff or just stuff that needs to be, you know, well, we'll say strong, but ductile is the real word. Okay, so they are working on, I believe they're working on a Bluetooth speaker, Burn Station said. Awesome. Yeah, that's, I mean, it makes sense. Once they get wired, it's one thing to have the wire plus an amplifier and everything else, and then to have an all-in-one unit I can connect my phone to, even better. They're working. Yeah, Joel, when are the anime hangouts starting? I know there's a large following in Polymaker. Go in there, start it. Go to Hangout Plus and say, hey, anime fans, come join me. We can talk anime in One Piece and whatever other stuff you've talked about before. Swords, Poly. Oh yeah, Polymaker PLA. Yeah, because yeah, then you don't have it snap and everything else. It's good stuff. Maybe an expansion on that line eventually, because I think we only have 7 or 8 colors, so it needs more. Bearded printer. Why are you telling bearded printer Sailor Moon? Going back up. I don't even see bearded printer in here. Or are you just tagging him? Oh. What's anime? Okay, that's what it was probably in regards to. May try your poly. That's a lot of people say polychroma. Panchroma. So panchroma is our color aesthetic filament, our palette of amazing, awesome, beautiful filaments. Will it really not stick to PLA? Okay. Kurt G. Luck. So maybe newer to the Polymaker stuff. So a lot of the community, we have the I guess the advantage to where we learn things as they happen. Because Polymaker, we try to stay close with the community. But anyway, what I'm getting at is Panchroma, all of Panchroma, whatever you buy from Panchroma is PLA. It is PLA. It'll stick to PLA. It'll do what PLA does, except for under experimental on the website is Panchroma CoPE, COPE. That is not going to work well with PLA. Believe there's still plans. Maybe I'm jumping the gun here. Is it's going to be moving away from Panchroma. It'll probably go into the Polymaker lineup. That way, then everything you print in Panchroma, it is PLA. It all works with each other. It doesn't matter what aesthetic. Starlight goes with Galaxy, goes with Silk, goes with Glow in the Dark, goes with Luminous, etc. So, yeah, just pay attention. It says CoPE on there. And that is the non-PLA Panchroma. It is the only non-PLA Panchroma. And then, yeah, that doesn't work. So I'm glad you asked, though, because like I said, there's probably a lot of people here too that haven't heard that yet. And we don't want you buying that and realizing, why is this, my layers are separating. What's going on here? Panchroma is with a PLA family. Yeah, CoPE, like I said, it's still under Panchroma, so it is confusing there. But it does work. As Technoside just said, CoPE does work really well as a support material for PLA if you have a tool changer or a multi-material system. And it works very well. And then vice versa too, as PLA works great for CoPE supports. There you go, CA14. I think that's, yeah, the CoPE stuff. When using PETG as support material while printing your main part in PLA, turn off flush to infill. And also change your Z-gap for your supports. I just change it to 0 so it mashes right up against it. I've never had any problem with that. Everybody's mileage varies. CoPE spools were, yes, because they didn't say it. They said regular. So now it says, I don't even know what it says on it now. I haven't had any new ones. Let's see what the site shows. Shop.polymaker.com. Panchroma experimental. I know we labeled CoPE on the site, but yeah, I think it still just says Panchroma and the color, because I think what we've done, let me double check here. Everything else under Panchroma on the spool, it'll say PLA. So Starlight will say Starlight Panchroma. Oh, no, it doesn't. No, because we didn't do that for the Starlight. Starlight just says Neptune. See, still confusing. I thought we updated that. We'll make a note, give that feedback, because yeah, we need to get that moved off of there, because it's confusing. But again, Just remember, CoPE is not PLA. It does not like PLA. It will not go well with PLA. It's a great filament, so I'm not downplaying. Like, it doesn't adhere to PLA. It has a great finish. It prints super fast. Very more of an aesthetic filament. It's not strong. It will break if you knock something off the shelf. It's going to break unless you printed it really, really thick, and even then, it's kind of iffy. That's more, and that's a lot of the PLA. The standard PLA stuff is not super strong. The pan chroma stuff is more for aesthetic, but as we've talked with silks and everything else, even though they're weaker filaments per se, if you print them with more walls, the right amount of infill and everything else, you can get strength out of them. They're definitely not a throwaway type of filament just because you don't think they're going to work for your tasks. But I've done printed dragons, articulated dragons, and silk, and have had no problem swinging them around and pulling on them. In the end, you can break anything. And a few Facebook posts with newer users not knowing. Yeah, like I said, and CoPE, it prints great. It prints high speed. The sheen is consistent across. You don't get that like banding, like silk, our old silk. Depending on the temperature and speed, you get either a matte finish or a really high shine. Our new silk does a lot better at most speeds. I mean, if you go super slow compared to really fast, then you could see a different sheen change. But overall, it stays pretty consistent because of the new formula. And then exactly. In the end of the day, it's still plastic. And if you're determined enough, or a kid is determined enough, yes, they will break anything that you print. So yeah, but other than that, like I said, more of just kind of updates, giving you guys an idea, let you know we're aware the stock thing is a pain in the butt. It's a pain for us too. Again, myself needing filament for an event in 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. But we'll get it done. In the end, we'll get that stock back up there. You guys can buy it to your heart's content. And then you can always join the Discord. Until then, we have our daily giveaways on our Discord, discord.polymaker.com. You never know where we're going to do other giveaways. We do giveaways through our partners, Twitch partners, several of those. Plenty of ways to win filament. And when you win, you don't have to just order right away. You can hold those. We typically say any coupon code that you earn, that you try to use it within 90 days. It doesn't expire in 90 days per se, but in case the system were to change, we can't promise anything past 90 days. You guys can sell the stock issue soon. Yes, yeah. I promise they are working on it. Even internally, we are just pulling our hair out of trying to get things done. So very soon. TM. Someone local to me bought a spool of Fibron PET CF that couldn't even print it because their 3D printer wouldn't get hot enough. Pay the person the spool of PLA for it. They must have an older printer, I'm guessing, because yeah, the PET CF shouldn't take a high temp. PPS, on the other hand, 320 minimum. That's the only material we have currently that takes that kind of temp. Jading new users on filaments is half the battle. Yeah, and that's like I said, and we've learned, we've made some mistakes on some hiccups on launches and things like that, but we are always transparent. The very close community knows, we keep that. We're honest. I'm sometimes probably more transparent than I'm supposed to be, but again, I think it's information, because even though I work for Polymaker, I'm a consumer too. I buy plenty of stuff. Filament, of course, I don't quite have to, but I understand. I definitely understand the frustration, especially for those that have projects that have a timeline or have a business functioning. Again, once this is a temporary hiccup, once we get through it, again, all the stuff that's going to come with it, all the updated stuff, and quality of life improvements, all that stuff that's coming after that tidal wave gets past us, is going to be great. It's going to be awesome for just so many other people, not just the US, not Canada. Outside that, there's going to be some cool stuff. And then, we're working for just a global synergy between all our teams, all the releases, maybe even the sales, when we have sales, it's not just North America, but we'll see. We'll get all that rounded up. When I can announce specific information, I will. But yeah, you can use older FL Sun. Oh, I'm surprised they can't make that temp. that like 200, 250? This pet CF should. I guess I don't know. I don't know. It depends on the model. Sure hope y'all get it fixed because I'm starting to get to the point in sales where I can again start buying wholesale. Yeah, so that's yeah, they're doing the same thing. So anybody that might be wholesale, so such as you know, possibly yourself in the future, Boomstick, wholesale is all fulfilled through Houston. So that is, then again, they're going through some changes and updates too with the logistics. But yeah, when you start that up, it is you know, they're very good at getting it to you quick. Of course, we have minimum order quantity. That's changed. I don't keep track of that very well. But yeah, you can go to the site. The site is active to see right now if you want to get an idea on pricing. It's just us-wholesale.polymaker.com. If you go to polymaker.com, you can find the wholesale link up in this corner or this corner. I don't remember. So yeah, just bear with us. Those have been patient, thank you very much. Again, those that are not being patient, I completely understand. I'm not downplaying it one bit. It is frustrating, but we're working on it. Maybe on Thursday, Sean has the feedback hour at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard, live here on Twitch. He might have maybe some more updates. I'm not promising. Do not, you know, murder Sean if he doesn't have answers. But if he has anything, any updates that we have available, he will be able to share on feedback hour. Drugs found folks released in the last 12 months ever since summer with HTPLA. There might be some stuff on there in the works too. I just maybe recently seen something, but cool stuff coming. But we gonna do a giveaway at the end of all these streams when I'm live, and today is no different. So we're gonna move. Bada bing! Look at that, it worked. So get your entries in real quick. If you have not already, type in "I am awesome" in chat. YouTube, Twitch works for the both of you. So get those entries in there. Remember this time last year when like I was telling everybody that everybody was getting entered? I probably shouldn't bring that up, incriminating myself, because I truly thought it was entering things. And yeah, YouTube was not working for a lot of the streams, but I figured it out now. Everything's working. I've just got to get everything set up a little bit differently. So yeah, so when we're live and if I'm doing a giveaway, this is 100% all your entries there. That's YouTube and Twitch. And then while you're doing that, we'll do my, just so I don't forget. Boom. Is everybody live? Tuesday night. Tuesday. My mind is way going right now. I was pulling up Twitch to, you know, see who I'm going to raid into, and I pull up polymaker.com, and then I'm actually looking through the menus, like where I'm going to click, like, wait, why am I on this site? I've done lost it, everybody. It was nice knowing you all. I blame the illness through the house. The wife being off for surgery and then getting super, super sick. And then the kids each having it for 24, 48 hours. I have only gotten a cough so far. Knock on wood. Whatever it is, I've got 2 weeks to pass it. What do we got here? We have... Pull up this. Scratch that out. Who is doing what? Well, you know what? That's, I feel it's mandatory. Yep, that's that's what I was talking about. Raid. He's often the only one that's like live on Tuesday night, so he gets raided often. But it's special today, so we're gonna raid out after we do the drawing here. Gaming Raleigh 2008, welcome in. You got entered in. We haven't drawn yet, so you have a chance to win some filament. Okay, yeah, so we're gonna raid out the Digital Dragon Luke. He's recently had his grand opening back on the 7th of his new store. That's where he streams out of, and he is doing a chat, chill, and build birthday stream. So happy birthday to him. Make sure everybody, when we raid out over there, you tell him happy birthday, and that Polymaker wishes him the most awesome of birthdays for what is left. You know, a few hours left still. Jake's Chicken Wire, welcome in. You got to enter just in time. I want to give about 10 more seconds, and then we'll do a drawing before this raid auto happens. So anybody else? I am awesome. Real quick, Jake, you got in there. Gaming Raleigh, you got in there. I think there was somebody else that was new. Ifrit, Ifrit. Make sure to type in I'm awesome if you haven't already. I just think you were a newer person. Okay, so we're gonna do the drawing real quick because it's gonna raid out soon. So, and exclamation point contact in chat. That will give you my email, or you can message me over on Discord, discord.polymaker.com. I'm Polymaker Joel. Oh, Kurt G. Luck. You had your G Luck today because you want to spool a filament. Reach out to me via email or on Discord. Direct message me, and I will get you your spool of filament to you as quickly as possible. Everybody have a wonderful night. Tell Luke happy birthday. Tell him have an awesome night. See you later. I can't hit outro. I can't find my button.